All right, here we go, boys. Day 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Day 2 of Game Notes Daily. We're joined here today, obviously, with Merle's special guest today because it is a special night. We have Pasha, the New Jersey Devil psycho fan. What is going on, brother? And today's Game Notes Daily, of course, is brought to you by the ScoreBet Sportsbook and Casino. The ScoreBet is the best sportsbook for hockey obsessed, for the hockey obsessed, with a wide variety of markets and daily specials from us here at Spittin' Chicklets. It's got you covered for everything on the ice, especially with our boy, the Murdog, EBR. So if you're in Ontario only, download the ScoreBet app and create an account today. You can build and follow your bets directly from the Score Sports app for the best possible experience with the playoff push coming up. It's on us. We lived it last night. You don't want to miss anything. And the ScoreBet also has you covered for all other favorite sports and players. Plus, there's tons of iCasino games any day, anytime. That's ScoreBet. Download today. See how the best sports app, period, does sports betting.
Holy cow. I got to be the Whitney of
Hold on. Please play responsibly. 19 plus. Ontario only. Gambling problem? Call Connex Ontario at 1-866-531-2600. All right, we're through all that. Now we can get into the show. G, of course, we've got Pasha on. G's here. Mikey Grinelli. We're keeping the Mikey because he's not old enough to switch to Mike yet, as we figured out yesterday, Posh.
I said once I can grow a beard, I'll lose the Mikey. Then I'll be Mike when I can finally grow a full beard.
We're going to be waiting a long time for that one.
Exactly. Well, but speaking of hair real quick, I almost woke up this morning, walked right across the street, shaved a mullet into my head after that Pastrnak first goal.
Oh, my God.
Let's slow down here. Everybody slow down here. Let's get to the premise of the show. If you didn't watch yesterday, we got to explain the show to everybody.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to have this every day at 12 noon. We're going to recap the games last night. We're going to preview the games tonight. We're going to give you our special bets from the ScoreBet and our Barstool Sportsbook. We're going to have special guests like Biz, R.A., Elio. Today it's Pasha. And we're just going to give out a plethora of winners like G did last night. G's wagon, pasta and a goal. What did that thing hit? What was the payoff, G?
The G-Wagon was like plus 340, but then the first Pastrnak first goal score was plus 750, and then I made my bet of the year on B's puck line. So it was just a great night. I think I'm gonna go shave a mullet to my head because Pasta has the mullet, so I'm feeling good right now, boys.
The mullet was sick coming in. We should have, in the bet on the pod the other day that came out, Pasha's bet should have been, instead of, what was it? What was your bet? Not shaving your head, painting your face.
If they lose, I got to go to a second round Rangers game with Patty Kane face paint on, and might as well do Kane Rangers jersey, the whole shebang.
We should have made you do a mullet. I know you're pretty nice you love your hair, but that would have been
I'll probably be coming out of MSG in a body bag, so I don't really want to be buried in a
mullet. It should be interesting, this series with you, and Merles will be there, boots on the ground, right?
Yep, we got the tickets secured.
All right, awesome. So that's going to be intense. I know before we came on, Posh, you said you're anxious, you're nervous, which is why we have you on. We have you on today.
Definitely got the nerves going today. It's been a long time coming. It's been 11 years since I've been to a Devils playoff game, so it's been a long wait. This morning I'm outside. I'm standing on the sun in the sun on the curb, getting my morning sunlight. You know, the Andrew Huberman morning sunlight, key to the morning routine. Drinking my coffee, and I just hear this car honking. I look over, it's a guy in like one of those street sweeping cars. And he's just like, "Hey, boo!" And he holds up this this Rangers logo, and I'm just like laughing. And he was laughing too. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of things to come. Walk around the city, so gotta watch my back. But definitely pumped tonight. Go with Merles, and it'll be a good one.
We're all our separate ways, though. Merles, I'm in Atlanta. I got in last night. I'm in the hotel room. I had breakfast with old Busy Boy this morning and Liam at the hotel. Had a steamer. I had an epic busy steamer sauna session with him. He was doing his deep breathing. He's getting ready for tonight. He's trying to get the nasal passages opened up. Pretty impressive to actually be around that as we sat around and recapped last night's craziness that was the first night in the NHL. Where do you guys want to start? Which game? You want to go through the order of like when they
let's
started?
Just stay in the order because that's probably how
Canes.
I remember it.
All right,
Got
Canes
late
Islanders.
last night here. Got real late in New York City last night. Oof.
Snooze fest, Canes Islanders. Was anyone surprised by that?
Yeah, 2-1 win, which pissed me off that Carolina couldn't get that, that puck line for me, right, Merles? I had that nice little parlay, Army's puck line parlay, just screwed me. They had the goalie out, everything. It was primed. Carolina unable to bury it. A 1-goal victory to take a 1-0 series lead. 2 power play goals, boys. Aho and Nason, which ended up being the game-winning goal by Nason. And you're right, Pasha. Like, was Biz wrong? Was this this was the most boring game of the night?
Just textbook Islanders hockey, man. Textbook Islanders hockey. And usually they come out on top of the 2-1 games, but you know what? I think they'll take it. They'd rather, lose 2-1 than it just turn into fire wagon hockey, 5-2 games, because then I think they could really lose grip on the series. So they're keeping things tight, and I think they're, it's far from over.
Yeah, it was exactly what we thought. I had the under. It got a little dicey when they scored those goals, like 2 goals in 10 seconds. One of them was a horrible goal. The guy completely whiffed on it, but we sweat out that under. That was an easy one. I think I'll be on under that whole series, and it looks like it could be a long series.
Yeah, 2 for 4 were the Canes on the power play. The Islanders 0 for 4 as our buddy Biz Nasty. He got busy on social media last night going after Butchie, saying he wants to run the power play. He could probably do it. The power play just didn't look good.
Witt told us yesterday their power play stinks.
Yep.
On the game
It's
notes.
not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not like they've got like a bunch of net front guys with like Barzal. Like they don't have much really in terms of setup, and unless they can get it over to Nelson. He let a couple bombs go at the end of the game. And he had some good looks, but needless to say, it was kind of a snooze fest game. And Merle's, Pash, I put this on the thing because I had the puck line parlay going. So they got out to a 2-0 lead. I'm like, let's go. Bruins were up. I'm like, let's go. Those are my 2 teams on my puck line parlay. And Merle's like, whoa, dude, whoa, the under. Okay. All he cares about is his. He doesn't care about me getting mine.
Well, I'm
my
sitting,
little sniffer.
I'm sitting in the betting cave with Big Cat and Witt, who took my Barstool boost. So I started sweating profusely. God knows how much those 2 put on it. So I wasn't worried about our little bets any longer. Throw them out. Let the big dogs win their bets.
Yeah. So what do you got, Posh?
Boys, everybody talks about Aho and the Svechnikovs, and I know we've mentioned him before, but we got to just give a little shout out to Martin Necas, man. That guy is a hell of a player. He doesn't get talked about enough in the league. He is unbelievable.
Yeah, he is really good. Burnsy too, a couple assists last game, just rock solid, throwing guys down around the net, in behind the net. Just a horse. And I think that's where it separates, right? I think Carolina's decor, once again, is coming through to shine. Like they can produce, they can defend. And I think, we'll see a lot close, this will be a close series just score wise every game, but I can't see Carolina, giving up too much against these guys just with the way they play. They want to slow it down. Were you guys surprised to see the Islanders start the Cizikas line, like opening shift? That's kind of like, that was their best line.
That's Islanders.
The
more things change, the more they stay the same.
Like I was watching the anthem and I see like Matt Martin and Cizikas out doing the anthem. I'm like, oh, we're really doing this again? Like you got Barzy back, you got like, Brock Nelson, you got Anders Lee, you got all, you got some other guys that could give you a little punch, a little start, but they went with the old faithful, that 4th line grind line. And actually, I mean, to their defense, it was their best line all night. I think they're their best line. So that's where we sit in that series. 1-0 Carolina. What do you got, Merle? Sorry.
Let's get rid of that series. We
adios.
even talk about that boring game that long.
I seen you pop in. I seen you pop in a comment, G2, which is hit us with your comments. Get active on our chat on here. We want to hear from you. Any comments? Yesterday was hilarious. We had everyone popping in left and right. It was great. I saw
everybody's
someone
looking for Witt. Witt's on a plane back to Boston with his tail between his legs.
There he is, Billy Scheibel. Billy Scheibel's looking for Witt, wondering how he's feeling right now after that comeback. We'll get to that game. Let's go to Boston, Florida. Boston 3-1 win over the Panthers. 1-0 series lead at home. Like the funniest thing ever. I'll let you do this. You called it right away yesterday, but I think everyone jumped on it. This was your game, obviously, but Pasta first goal. It was like hilarious right when it happened. Power play special, just bumped it over to him, wide open net, and Pasta comes in with the mullet, leads it off, gets a party started for the Bees. It couldn't have went any better for your bet slip.
Mur, every single time I feel like we do a stream in the gambling cave and it features the Bruins, Pastrnak gets the first goal. Am I wrong?
Every single time you get fights in there, you get Marina in there, and we're all hugging and jumping because we all took it and we all hammered it. And it was just a great start to the stream and the night.
A little worrisome start, though, from like the Boston standpoint. I mean, obviously no Bergeron, but
Yeah.
I don't want to say they got bullied, but like in the first period and a half, like Gudas was just bullying the Bruins out there. It was insane.
That guy's
Gudas is a bully.
Yeah.
He is a bully. He is a bully. I like him personally. I know he's like a suspension machine, but like I like that kind of game out of him. I think
Guys like that are so valuable in the playoffs. Like
Oh.
you don't talk about a guy like Gudas all season unless he's suspended. But then the playoffs come around, and I feel like the only name we're saying last night is Gudas.
Yeah. There he is
Yeah.
again. There he is again. Look at this guy. He's killing everybody.
I
But
thought
yeah,
the
the
Panthers.
Bruins played below their level, and they still
they
found
got
a way
a lucky
to win.
break.
So
I mean, they got a
Yeah.
lucky break, boys. That Marshy
Yeah.
2-0 goal, like from outside, like through Lyon's glove.
that's
Pasha,
what
that
good
guy,
teams do. Good
that
teams
Lion,
get
I know
those
he's been
breaks.
playing good, but he looks like he might be a future Devil goalie with those kind of plays.
I don't know, buddy. The Devils have their goaltending locked up for the foreseeable future, so we won't be needing anyone. But yeah, I was just gonna kind of echo that. I thought the Panthers held their own pretty well. I expected them to get a little bit more rocked first game in Boston. I thought they played well, like you said. Brutal goal to give up for Lyon, and then the other one that was sitting on his pad, kind of a fluky goal. So I think besides that, he played well. I thought the Panthers played well overall. I still think they're going to lose this series in 5, but I think it was encouraging from a Panthers perspective to see them kind of hold up so well in Boston in Game 1.
I was gonna say, did you guys see at the end of the game too? Like, I think it said Kachuk was on for the final like 4 minutes of the period, almost like he was on forever, and then came off, and then they threw him back out there. He was like their only hope to get it done. He scored their goal.
Doing the
He's their
Jack
only
Hughes
guy.
iron lung shift.
He's
That
doing
Yeah, I was
iron
just gonna
lung.
bring that up.
ruined the whole
Earls.
team chemistry for 2 weeks there during the season.
How about Olmark though, too, boys? Olmark was. I mean, anyone who said that he's like a lucky Vezina candidate because he's on the best team in the NHL. He proved a lot of people wrong last night. He looked fantastic. He stole the game.
Yeah, he did. He stole the game. He had to be good though. Like, I mean, he's had to do this a few times through the season too. Like, 82 games, record-setting season. They didn't have it some nights, and he was the guy that got it done, right? Like, you got to pick it up in certain areas, and Allmark obviously, gave them a chance when they were missing a bunch of guys. You can see that little
Bob
comment.
and net next game. We were discussing that last night.
Ooh, they showed him
I
sitting
don't
on the
think so.
bench.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Lyon's got a longer leash than that. I think you give him another game, see how he does.
Yeah, I think
I was
so,
thinking
maybe
the other
too.
way. You put Bob in there, and if you lose, you give Lyon the home game, the game 3. That all the chips will have to be on the table.
That's the coaching input from Merles. Merles has got that coaching mindset right
So
there.
down 2-0. If
Like-
Bob goes in, you're down 2-0. Let's say they lose again, and then you can go Lion back home 3-4.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're down 2-0, you give Bob the home game, and then you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You kind of set yourself up. This is who cares about game 2? We'll try to steal it with Bob. If not, we'll go with our best lineup at home and try to win the home games.
I
Yeah.
disagree,
Or you just do
Merles. I
Lyon the whole
disagree.
time. I don't know. Yeah, but you're a Devils fan, so we don't care about that.
All right, let's move on
Okay.
now to the Witt game. LA, Edmonton. I mean, this game was crazy. This game kind of had it all. We got some overtime action. Leon Draisaitl 2 goals, Kempe 2 goals. Kopitar ties it late, 17 seconds left on the power play. Iafallo and OT from Kopitar and Arvidsson. Arvidsson had a hell of a game too. But I think the big story is the comeback in the third period by the Kings and penalty issues for the Oilers. And crazy to say, but held off the score sheet, guys, was Connor McDavid. What is going on?
The Oilers are a complete disgrace. I took all my winnings from the Bruins and rolled them up into the Oilers. I had my Oilers jersey on. I'm with the Wit. Everything's looking great. Then they just take penalties. They can't close out the game. Yeah, Kempe and Kopitar are amazing, amazing players, but the Oilers are just embarrassing giving that game away on me.
Kempe's a beast. We got here from who's that? Adamo,
Adamo.
40-goal scorer. Kempe, I mean, he came through a couple goals, pretty big. I mean, what do we say about Dano and Kopitar? 4-point game for Kopi. I mean, just a horse. Goal and 3 assists. I think I saw a stat. He's the 8th player in NHL playoff history to assist on the game, or to score the game-tying goal and assist on the winner in overtime in Stanley Cup playoff history. 8th guy to do it, which is pretty amazing. And I mean, that's as far as starting a series off against, a pretty 50-50 matchup. I think we'd all assume, maybe even with like a slight edge going to the Oilers. That's as big of a game as you could get from your big dog.
I remember this is the same thing happened last year and we were down in New York City. Same thing. We were watching at the Cave. Oilers lost, and I remember I'm putting everything I own on the Oilers series price. And once again, if you get the Oilers now, they're minus 130 to win the series. So same thing could happen as last year. They're going to come back, so you're getting a great price right now on the Oilers.
So you're going to say hammer them tomorrow? You're going to say hammer them tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to be in New Jersey today, so I'm going to use my Barstool account before the game, and I am hammering Oilers minus 130 series line.
Do you like that, Posh?
I do. I think
you're like an analytical mind. You look at things a little differently. I like to hear what you think about this Oilers loss. I mean, this is big. The late games, both teams won game 1 on the road, which was pretty big last night too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a crippling loss for them. I still think they're going to win the series. It's going to be a battle. I think it's going to go deep. It's I don't know what the latest word is, but with Fiala and Velarde, I mean, those guys are big pieces. I don't know when they're supposed to come back, but if they can get those guys back, then this, the hill becomes even steeper for the Oil. But ultimately, how many games in a row is McDavid going to go pointless? I think he's going to have a big one next game. And that's credit to Dano and Kopitar for doing their best to shut him down. So I think Oilers will end up being fine, but definitely a tough pill to swallow in game 1 there.
Yeah, and the Oilers are going to have to, watch taking penalties. Discipline's going to be huge. The Kings went 2 for 6 on the power play. Edmonton, with only 3 opportunities with that insane power play they have, went 1 for 3. So that's something to keep an eye on heading into tomorrow night with these teams. The last game, Minnesota Dallas game, 3-2, double overtime victory. They win on the road. Does Minnesota? They go into a raucous American Airlines Arena. Is it fair to say this was the best game of the night? Not just because we got double OT. It was physical. It was rough. We'll get to the Dumba hit on Pavelski. Just a tight physical checking game. Kaprizov scores. There's a little bit of everything. Dallas completely dominating in the overtime frames, and Hartman, who could barely walk gets a loose puck and pounces on it to score the OT winner. First of all, I guess we'll go with the hit. I mean, it was a physical game like crazy. And then Dumba catches Pavelski off a backhand shot towards the net, just kind of drops down over to him. That's like leaving your check to, unsuspecting a little bit, because he leaves his check to go get that guy to go hit Pavelski. So it's just interesting to see. And then the review on the penalty, a 5-minute major, like that was kind of a big turning point in the game. We got Merles is having mic troubles.
Yeah, the housekeeper's trying to break into my room right now. I don't know if they don't understand what "do not disturb" means. I called down for the late checkout, and they're giving me a hard time. I'm playing guilty already. I'm up till 3 a.m. watching the Dallas Stars game. I'm up early on the treadmill calling my family and everything. But that game was great. It's going to be a tough series now for Dallas to win. It seems they just look like they got bullied around, and I really like my Wild series pick now, even though I had Dallas to win last night.
So
did you think see Pavelski go down like that?
Yeah. What do you think of the hit? There's not even a call. Like, they got roughing calls. Did they get it right? I think they got it right. I think they got it right.
They're still hitting in the NHL. I know a lot of guys have forgotten about that. Like guys like Jack Hughes that went around and set point records for their teams and whatnot. But you're still allowed to check. So I think we're going to see a lot of that in playoffs, where guys are going to be caught by surprise and kind of give up and get rocked.
I agree.
So nothing. What do we got here? Brock Faber was unreal. He did save the game. Diving poke check. Just hoisted a Frozen Four championship with Quinnipiac. Gee, You want to talk about this because you're a Quinnipiac guy. You were all over them. Jump
So-
in on this a little bit. What a poke! What a game-saving play by Brock Faber, dancing out of NCAA right into the playoffs.
He's a Minnesota guy, though.
Yeah,
He's a
I
gopher.
thought he was a Minnesota Gopher.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
is he a go? Oh,
The pride
Is he a
and joy
gopher?
of Minnesota
Yeah.
boys. He's a Minnesota kid, played for the Gophers. Now he's playing for the Wild. It doesn't get any better than this for Brock Faber right now. Saving playoff games. It's better than that.
I mean, that's unbelievable play he did because like that highlight, that stick on puck save, just getting a stick on that thing that saved the game right there. That would have been a for sure automatic goal. And I mean, what a miracle to have him come into the lineup and have that like one moment where you affect the game so much, and they're able to dance up and win a game on the road. So
something like that gives him more confidence, so he'll be even a more important player for them as it's going along. Like come to college, now he's a hero. Fit right in with the boys.
Yeah, unbelievable. What do you guys make of? And we're going to see this obviously with teams that have this a little bit more with Suter. You know, he was pretty. I know Kaprizov looks like he scored the first goal, but it looks like he's just a step away, like trying to come back in the lineup. It's not quite there. Like I don't think we noticed him as much as you would normally, although it was pretty physical, tight checking. But Suter was fucking abusing him, like just
laying the lumber on him.
laying the lumber. How do you not get penalties on those? Like I don't know.
I know. I
These
feel like
refs-
every year the NHL talks about, cracking down on cross-checking, and then all of a sudden playoffs start, and then you see that shit going on. So, I mean, the only thing that you want to see is consistency. I think it's
There's
like if you're
zero
gonna-
consistency. Though.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
But
Like,
that-
in
no,
the
I know,
Bruins
that's what I'm
game.
The Bruins could
remember
have
the
10
Bruins?
power plays in the first period.
But
Yeah.
McAvoy barely touches whatever his name is, and he just fucking flops and goes down. It's like, and we're gonna call that. It's the NHL playoffs here. It's
Yeah.
But then Kaprizov goes by Suter. He buries his stick 8 inches into his kidneys and buckles them. And then later in front of the net, absolutely destroys him. And he just stands there like, he looks around like if the ref saw, like the worst, like cat burglar looking you've ever seen. He just like, boop, 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 sneaks out of the room. But I mean, Suter's a big body guy. Like that's what you got to do. You got to be hard on those guys. Doughty said it too. He's like, if we can get a lick on McDavid, we're going to take him on him. So, this is for realsies. This is for keepsies, boys.
But I'm telling you, those NHL refs, they're scared of some of these veterans. They don't want to get chirped by Suter. I remember
that's what I was thinking.
Playing, I was a rookie. I was getting called for every little thing I did. I would get 3 penalties all year in the minors in 70 games, and then I would get called up and get 3 in 3 games there because I was a call-up, a rookie, a schmelt, and they would throw me in the box.
Really? So you actually think that has an effect, that the refs are hesitant to call these vets?
And these refs are all younger now too. It's not like you get these old warhorse like veteran refs that we used to have because the game is so fast. And they do show some respect and give those veterans a little leeway. Let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it because I think that's true, Merles. I think if you're the veteran guy, you do get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and kind of play off physicality, expectations. They can kind of have a little bit of a longer leash, I think, with regards to some kind of penalties. But those shots by Suter on Kaprizov were kind of crazy, like total interference plays, but they counted too. Like he was making them count when he gave him the stick.
If he was going to get called, he was getting his money's worth.
Oh yeah, big time. So Dallas goes 2 for 5 on the power play. They had a massive power play in overtime as well that Minnesota was able to kill off after they were under complete duress in their own end. Gustafsson played, I think, unbelievable. Like what a difference maker. Hey, like so calm, a bunch of posts. One hit the knob of his stick.
The knob one. That killed me.
That killed you. Yeah.
Killed me.
Just as a gambler or as a player, because you hated doing that when you played.
Yeah, both. Yeah, actually, you're right, both. But last night I was watching with one eye still open, trying to stay awake, and I was like, I just want to go to bed. I want to win a bet, and I want to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I have to say this too, and Posh, you can talk about this. He's a guy that could probably fit in really nicely on any team, but especially your Devils with the style of play they have. Heiskanen, 41-42 of ice time last night. I know our group chat was popping off about him. It's like he didn't come off the ice, and everything he did, it looks so easy.
I might be getting in a tilt with the housekeeper here.
Oh, I hear them banging. You want to go deal with that? I want to hear this. People are listening. We might witness a live stream like fight. Gee, has this ever been done before? A live stream? Remember when Busy had to go and he
This is like a regular occurrence for Biz.
Oh,
Biz
yeah.
will do this stuff. Biz, if he hears like a bug in the room, he's like, whoa.
Now I
Who
feel
is
like
that?
Biz. I'm losing my mind on the house staff here.
You got it handled, Merles, or what?
Yeah, I got it. I'm all set now.
I feel like
good.
they were no. Here's what I think happened. I think they were knocking on the other door, and you were on here, and you couldn't tell if it was your door or the other door because you're at like a La Quinta, probably. Paper thin walls.
Well, we got a BR update. Oh, there he is again,
BR.
Brad.
Brad,
Brad's
our
on the
guy.
check game.
Is this guy like our overseas correspondent? I think so, right? Brad.
Could he keep us updated
Perella.
while we're on here.
Brad Perella.
Bad.
Yeah, going
Brad
back to what
Perella.
you said, Army, about Heiskanen. Yeah, I mean, this guy is just like controls the pace of the game. What did he play? 40 minutes last night. Skates effortlessly. I mean, obviously any team could use him. I don't know why you said the Devils could really use
Well,
him.
you guys are good.
Mobile defense. That's their asset. You know, they
Yep.
got Hamilton and they got Luke Hughes. They got Nemitz coming in, and they got Severson on the third pairing. So you know they don't
He
need
fits-
mobile guys. Obviously, they could use him, but that's not a big area of need.
Well, I'm just saying he fits the mold that the Devils' identity is back there with guys like
Right.
that. Obviously, he's elite of elite with the way he plays as well. But
Yeah.
it was just unreal watching him operate. Just ice in
yeah.
his veins. Every stride is so easy. Change of direction. He just makes so much
He's like
happen.
he's like above the ice, where like I was skating 2 or 3 inches into the ice. He's just like,
Yeah, because you had those cinder block Nike boots that were like your skates look so heavy, tugs out, flopping everywhere. Holy
Oh,
shit,
God.
those Nikes were
What was
classic.
I
You didn't have
thinking?
you didn't have the Fedorov white, beautiful skates. You had like those gray Nikes
silver
that
moon
looks
boot. They look like moon
yeah.
boots. And using a wooden Sherwood stick. No wonder I didn't make it.
All right, there's the games from last night. Entertaining. We got 2 overtime games, which killed us, though. Staying up late. Here we go again, right, boys? So we're on to night 2. Let's tee up some of these games. Game 1, 7 p.m., the Rangers against Devils at the giant, massive building, the Prudential Center. It will be crazy. Will it be as many Rangers fans as Devils fans there? Is there like a rule on this? What are we looking at? What do you guys think you're going to see there, Posh? Hit me up.
There's going to be a lot of Rangers fans. If I had to guess, I would say there's going to be at least 30% Rangers fans. When they're if the Rangers score, not when the Rangers score. If the Rangers are so fortunate to get a goal, it gets pretty loud in there. A lot of bodies standing up cheering. It's kind of unique to see. So
Tickets are easy to get right now. I don't think it's going to be too crazy in there for a team who hasn't played a home playoff game in five years. 5 years to be able to buy tickets for $200 right now. I mean, that's kind of a joke.
Well, that barn's huge. Your $200 ticket will put you like in the clouds. You won't even be able to see the ice. You think Jack Hughes is small in real life? Wait till you see him from way the hell up there. You won't even be able to see that fucking guy. He's so tiny. I'll go over some of these things, and you probably know this, Pash. Obviously, New Jersey won 3 of 4, one being in overtime. New York Rangers' only win was in overtime. And New Jersey outscored the Rangers 14-11 in those games. Special teams, kind of a write-off, although New Jersey does have a better PK. But other than that, the Rangers PP can be dangerous at 7th in the league. And then looking at the goaltending lineup as well, Shesterkin, Vanacek, that's looked at as a mismatch. So where do you think we're going to see tonight in this game as we tee up Mr. Merles to start looking at some of these gambling lines and we get some ideas on what we're looking at today? Pasha, I want to get your view from the most passionate Devils fan I've ever met, and a guy that's waited a long time for this night.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a few keys. Like I mentioned on the pod the other day, the Devils dominated every game they played. 3-0-1. The one game they lost, they had like a 3-minute lapse where they gave up a couple of goals and blew the game. But like besides that, they also dominated that game. So their style of play seems to really line up well against the Rangers style of play. As Whit mentioned on the podcast, the Devils are the best rush generation team in the league, and I believe the Rangers are 27th in the league at giving up rush chances. So the style seems to match up well. I agree with what Whit was saying, where in the playoffs things tighten up a bit and it's more about in zone play and grinding and all that. Definitely it does get skewed more to that, but you can't just say, oh, it's playoffs now, snap your fingers, and the Rangers are going to suddenly turn into this amazing neutral zone trap team. Like, no, that's a blemish of their team. It's sure, it might improve, but they're still going to be giving up and bleeding a lot of rush chances. So, like I said, 5-on-5, the Devils, I'm not worried about it. They just have to stay disciplined. The Rangers have a lethal power play. And even though the Devils have like the 6th or 7th best PK in the league, you don't want to be taking dumb penalties. And, I'm talking to players like Miles Wood, who is good for a goaltender interference penalty once a game. That guy just
well, they've got Kreider. They've got Kreider.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, they've got Kreider. A guy like Dougie Hamilton, who's obviously the rock back there, but he's prone to the old stick penalties, the hooks, the slashes. So they just can't be taking dumb penalties and letting the Rangers get their power plays, because the Rangers will be scoring on those power plays here and there. So keep it 5-on-5. Vanacek has been amazing all year. He's breaking records, Broder's records, tying them for wins in a season, things like that. So he had a hell of a year. He had a couple of patches where he had, some rough games, and you could tell by the schedule where it was when things got busy and he got fatigued. He had never played as many games as he did this year. So the Devils, Lindy would always kind of give him some time off. The Devils had the luxury of having guys like Blackwood and Akira Schmid, who really surprised this year and came in and played well. And every time Vanacek got a couple game breathers, he would come back and just go back to his old self. So, having this week off for Vanacek, I think he's going to be fresh. I think he's going to be dialed. And I think he's going to give them, competent goaltending, not Igor level goaltending, but competent goaltending, which is all they need.
Tommy Abbott, I just saw you popped it up there. Says Patty Kane first goal tonight. Let's go, Pasha.
Plus 1,600 on the Barstool Sportsbook. I feel like it's inevitable.
Yep. And I'm going. And I love how Pasha, typical Devils fan. Oh, the one loss they had, they were dominating all game. Well, what about the one win they had where the Rangers dominated all game and then the Devils scored in the third period? But typical Devils fan, we're not going to even acknowledge them today. I love how you say they're going to take stupid penalties, because I have my bet of the day here. It's going to be Mika Zibanejad, anytime goal scorer, plus 132, ScoreBet, Barstool Sportsbook. And, of course, the Rangers money line, plus 112. Those are my two plays for that game. And that's all I got to say about that.
I think a nice little storyline to watch is the battle between Nico Hischier and Mika Zibanejad this series. I think those are two elite centermen who are going head-to-head. Listen, I love Zibanejad. He's the only player in the league who's Persian, half Swedish. So it kills me to say, even though he's a Rangers, but love that guy as a player. So I think him and Hischier going head-to-head, it's going to be a big battle, and then you're going to see on the second lines or 1A, 1B lines or whatever, Hughes and Panarin kind of going head-to-head. So, and those are kind of similar, kind of high-flying, smaller guys. So it's going to be a good series. I'm pumped. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, but I'm excited.
Merles needs his Zibanejad burgers.
Yeah, I'll be back in Sweden by Saturday. If things are looking bad by then, I'll make sure to get down to Brodener's and get the Zibanejad 93 burger. That
Zibanejad.
Every time hey, you guys don't tell me how to say Swedish names. All right.
Hey,
I don't know.
It's no, Merles. That's actually a Persian name.
Oh yeah, I guess.
That's a Persian. That's Farsi. Right. That word's a Farsi word.
Mika. So. I just call him Mika, so I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, the Mika part is Swedish. The Zibanejad is.
Look at this!
Part.
It's Mika's birthday today.
Holy shit!
I love these stats. All in. All in on Mika anytime.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That is unbelievable.
Let's go. Is this true? This could be fake news. This guy might have got all of us. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, get on his wiki. Get on his wiki. I got a big call too for this game this series in general. It's true. I got a big call. That's an automatic. Hey, look at this.
Boys, it's his 30th birthday, too. It's not just a regular birthday. It's the big 3-0.
They're a big 3-0. He'll be coming in looking sharp, hair flying. He'll have that hair just flowing, just that long stick, just heating up giant, huge massive stick. 1-2s. Just, boom. What do we got here? Singer's back in town. Davey Singer. He's a huge Devils guy.
Davey Singh, I do not think Luke Hughes starts tonight. I would love to see him start, but I don't think he starts. But I do think someone like Brendan Smith, if he plays, or Kevin Ball, I think they have a very, very short leash. I think they like Kevin Ball's size. He's been, pretty impressive for what they expected of him. So, no, I don't think Luke Hughes starts, but I do think you'll see him in the lineup sooner than later. And once he's in, I don't think he's coming out.
Yeah, he's a smooth operator. Obviously, OT winner to end the season there. Pretty amazing for him to jump in and have amazing little weapon to have too. But I think you want a little bit more little pop that Smith would bring, guys like that, right? A little bit more, stiffness to their game.
Yeah, I think one player you should keep your eye on in this series is Damon Severson. He's all the way down on the third pairing, so he's going to be faced up against some of the Rangers' not so better lines. This kid line everyone's jerking off. That line is no good. So I think Damon Severson he's gonna feast. I expect some solid point production from him.
Buddy of mine texting me right now, just on my text. Throw it in the chat though if you want. Garrett Hansford. He said too much Devils chat. Puke. He's a giant Leafs fan, so he wants us to get to that.
All right,
I'll say one prediction though. I'll say Vincent Trocheck will have a massive impact on this series, whether it's production, in certain areas of the ice, getting under the skin, drawing penalties, being a rat, some big physical hits. Like he's got that ability in his game as kind of a pivot through their forward lineup to be a difference maker. Twitter says Luke Hughes did not get off the ice with the other scratches.
Ooh. Tell us anything, does it?
Yeah.
It would be doesn't get off the ice with the starters.
With the starters. Yeah, that's what it would be. So that means he's on the ice with the scratches. That was the most confusing.
He's the only guy left on the ice. The starters are on.
He's picking.
Like the scratches don't get to leave early. They get
Luke Hughes is picking up the pucks, so he won't be going. So I'm on the Rangers too, Pasha. Sorry, but enjoy the game tonight. That's electric. Fans, watch for these two knuckleheads, Merles and Pasha, boots on the ground tonight, game 1 at the Prudential Center. What a rivalry, what a game.
I heard there's a big deal brew over there, Labatt Blue Lights. So I'm going to be.
Yeah, you'll be crushing.
Yep.
You'll be crushing.
It's probably my
so let's move
on the piss before I have to get on that flight back.
Side note, Merle. Side note: if the Devils win tonight and Thursday, and we're 2-0, I'm canceling your flight for you. I'm not letting you leave. Good luck, charm.
Oh God, you guys, you'll be. I can't wait for you to fight Avery Zaretsky too at the rain in MSG. You'll be fighting everyone, but
Saturday night I'm gonna go toe to toe with Avery.
Yeah, there you go. So game 2 tonight, Toronto, Tampa Bay, another rematch of last year's series where Tampa Bay got the better of them. Braden Point in overtime in game 6 sends it back to Toronto, where the Cat Vasilevsky shuts out the Leafs in game 7 and sends them packing. Leafs can't get out of the first round. We know that. Is this the year? Head-to-head 3 games. Toronto won 2 of 3. Tampa Bay's only win was in overtime. Toronto scored 4 goals in all 3 games, outscoring Tampa Bay 12-8 in those 3-game series. We know power play for the Leafs is crazy. Tampa Bay's is crazy. That's second and third respectively for both of them. PKs are a wash. This special teams will be huge, but Samsonov, Vasi, maybe the biggest difference maker when you look at that. The Leafs, I'm on the Leafs, guys. I don't know what you're seeing in this series that, can push you off of, the dynasty that is Tampa Bay. Is this the Leafs year? Does it start tonight? What are we going to see at Scotiabank Arena in the rematch of this series?
Willie Nylander first goal is a lock, this guy's saying. I'm a big Nylander guy. I love the Leafs in this series. I love them tonight. I have an EBR ScoreBet special tonight for this game for all the good people of Ontario up there.
Oh, let's go.
It's going to be a Leafs puck line -1.5 and Austin Matthews over 1.5 points. And it's sent all the way up to +400. So we put $100, you'll win $400 if the Leafs blow them out, and if they blow them out, Matthews will get 2 points.
And what are we thinking about Matthews and the big boys here in the playoffs? Like, I know they're like, this has to be them. This has to be
it. This is it.
There's so much riding.
I mean, I've said this 5 years in a row, but I do think this is the year they get over the hump. Just with the way Tampa's faltered, and if they don't, I mean, that city of Toronto is going to burn to the ground. So I think they do it. I think they do it with relative ease. 5 or 6 games. I would say 6 games is my guess. But I think they do it. I
think I have Leafs in 6 too is my prediction to get us going here. We have some more messages popping up here. Nylander scored 6 of last 7 against Tampa Bay.
I do think Nylander is going to lead the series in points.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a year, hell of a player. So dangerous. I will say this, money line, Tampa Bay +130, -157 for the Leafs. The over-under's at 6. Do you think is that something worth looking at there, Merles, with this game here tonight?
Teams, I'm always hesitant over-unders with both of these teams. I never know what's going to happen. And, that's one I'm not touching at all, the over-under for that game.
Okay, good. I like your
But
picks.
I want these Leafs. The one big reason I want these Leafs to win, because then we can maybe make a trip to Toronto, in the ScoreBet. We can use the ScoreBet app up there and get up there for the second round or third round of the playoffs would be really nice.
Merles, I love the way you always package these in there, because we're coming up to the next game on the list. When I go to game 3 on the night, which is one that you've made a big play at just for reasons of the exact same thing, that we can go to Vegas.
Vegas, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. So that Vegas Jets game, 9:30 tonight, T-Mobile Arena. 3-0 was Vegas. One of the wins was in OT. They've spanked the Jets. The Jets have kind of woken up at the end of the year. I will say that, because we yelled at them on game notes. We got them fired up. We trashed them after they looked so good. And they've outscored the Jets 13-8 in those 3 games. Special teams, they have the Golden Knights have the advantage, except for the PK for the Jets seems pretty good. The Golden Knights are getting some guys back healthy. One in particular, obviously, is Stone coming back, the Manitoba Maniac, playing against his hometown team at T-Mobile. He'll be playing for free when he goes to Winnipeg. They are playing for free in the playoffs anyway, but tickets and insanity. But what are we making of this series? I had the Jets going into it as a series winner, guys. And then the last second, I flip-flopped and I went Vegas. And I've been on Vegas the last few years, and they just haven't been able to get it done. They didn't make the playoffs, and it's just like this has to be kind of a big year for them with the season that they've had, right? Overcoming some injury issues, some guys stepping up and having some big years for them. G, you're going with your Boston guy, G?
What do you got?
I have to, boys. I mean, I said it on Chicklets this week. 476 regular season games for Jack Eichel. 0 playoff games. He's been dreaming of this moment since he lost the national championship with BU. He's ready to go tonight. The ScoreBet G-Wagon plus 440. Eichel over 1.5 points. Vegas gets the W. I love this Vegas team, especially that they're getting Mark Stone back. We don't talk about their defense enough, how loaded their D is. And like I said, Ikes is pissed, and he wants some revenge.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I think it's Vegas all day. I would say Winnipeg is the biggest fraud team in the playoffs right now. You got a team like Seattle, but everybody knows that they're probably going to fizzle out pretty quick. But Winnipeg is a team where I'm seeing guys being like, all right, they're going deep, this and that. No, this team is dust. Their core is dust. They got Hellebuck. He's great, but I mean, that core just doesn't do it for me. And I'm a big Nick Ehlers guy. I like Connor, but yeah, to me, the Jets fraud team, they're not doing much. Yes. And that combined with what G said about Vegas, give me Shea Theodore over Morrissey all day of the week. Give me that D-core. Eichel's going to be horny. I like Vegas.
Speaking of RA, he's trying to get a Jets boost on Barstool or ScoreBet. So if you're a Jets guy,
miss me with that.
Look for that. I won't be touching that one tonight. What I'm touching in this game, I really like this game, is the under 6.
Yeah.
Under 6 minus 130 on ScoreBet. I'm gonna just root that Hellebuck has a great game, and Vegas can win 3-1, so the G-Wagon hits.
Yeah, you need that. I love that. Oh, you're saying a little puck line action there, Merles. I'll save that for my little puck line parlay at the end here as we move along.
Don't give anything away.
I do love Stone, though. I do love Stone coming back. He's like a calming force of 200-foot hockey in his game. Like, can he come back and be effective? He's missed a lot of time, a lot of complaints of the LTIR rule. Everyone's fucking crying their eyes out in Winnipeg. Like, how do you do this? How are you allowed to do this? Like, okay, we get it, but he's back. And I just love him. He's like ugly player, kind of like he looks sloppy and stuff, but he just is like so instrumental all over the ice, checking wise, leadership qualities, ability to produce, make things happen. To get him back is just unbelievable for this team of where they finished, where they're at, and who they're facing too. Because let's not kid ourselves. Like, Winnipeg's a huge team. Like, they've got a lot of size in there. So to have Stone back, a guy that can handle himself and play those kinds of minutes as well inside of his overall game is massive for this team. But the Golden Knights are a pretty robust team. Like, they've got guys like that can throw it around. Who they going in the net? Did you guys see who's in net there?
Not official, but
I haven't seen anything official.
Said Brossois, but
Brossois. I could see it.
He's a former Jet too. So
former Jet, yeah.
Storyline there for you if you're into the storyline betting.
I like that. Jets plus 130 money line.
I love this guy's comment. He's like, Grinnell likes Eichel because he's from Boston. Like, yeah, like okay, of course he does.
No
like,
shit.
Why do you
grew up
like
with the
somebody,
kid.
or
Like,
why do you
fuck
like a
off.
team?
Yeah. I love people in the
Like, oh.
comments. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for rolling into the comments. I love it. I got carved from my puck line parlays the other day that I'm an idiot. And guess what? It's called gambling. Okay. You're an idiot if you do like a huge amount of money on it. Sprinkle some dough on there. Have some fun. Don't go crazy. Be responsible. But it's just a little extra like action. I mean, Carolina gets that empty netter last night. I look like a genius. Here I am licking my wounds today, but I'm going to take a run at it again tonight. All right, moving on. Game 4 of the night at Ball Arena is the Avs against Seattle. Pasha just absolutely eviscerated Seattle a few seconds ago. Seattle went 2-1. One of them in a shootout and one of them in OT. So they're pretty close games. All three were low-scoring games. 3-2, 2-1 in a shootout, 3-2 in overtime. Looking at the Avs, obviously, their special teams and the major factors, that power play. It's 6th in the league, 24.5%. And it's going to be Georgiev and who's Jones, Grubauer, and Seattle. Doesn't matter when you're facing the likes of McKinnon coming down that wing, galloping. He capped off the seat. You're all about this one. Capped it off with a hattie for the boys. We were in the hotel, right about to do that NYPD FDNY game, losing your mind while you're crushing a New York strip, Merle's at dinner. And they had in facing Seattle, who's a pretty good all around team. Like, they're pretty tight checking. They're pretty good all around. I think we'll see fairly low scoring games though. I don't know why, for whatever reason. I just think they got enough that they can frustrate and keep it tight. But I do think Colorado is going to light it up. Like, I think they're going to, come out on top in 5 games. I think I said 5 games on the thing, Merles.
Yeah, I think you had 4 or 5.
What do they call that, Witty? A gentleman's sweep. A gentleman's
sweep. But like I said on the pod, the main show, I got my number 29 Avs jersey pressed and hanging in Sweden. I knew I didn't need it for this first game. So I'm on the Avs 3-way. You can get it -122. And then I'm on McKinnon anytime goal -143.
Here we go. Listen to this.
People
forget. Jeff says people forget that Seattle was better on the road than at home this year. Give me Seattle to win game 1 and to lose the series. Wow. I like that thinking. I do like that thinking.
Hey, if they I would love that, because then I will go to my bank and I will take out a little extra money and I'll bet Colorado on the series with incredible odds, like I'm going to do with Edmonton Oilers today.
Smart.
What is that called? What do you call that?
Rule.
EBR rule
is if they lose home game number 1, you hammer them game 2. So now we're going to get 2 of those. We're going to get Dallas.
Classic
and
double
Edmonton.
down.
Yep.
And if you do responsibly, and if you are doing that and you do want to sprinkle the money line, Seattle, I believe, is +175. It says right there coming across the ticker. Look at our graphics. Look how good we are. Look at the graphics just rolling across right there for you. Got it all updated, Merles. I like your thinking. EBR rule coming back across the other side. So that's it. That's our tee ups. Any parting thoughts? I want to get inside the mind of the beast right now. Just with Pasha, one last little kick at the can here for your Devils. Gee, do we have to hear this from Pasha one more time? The sales pitch, the plea, the insanity, the lunacy that is Pasha's brain with the Devils. You and Dave Singer, are you guys going to meet up and have like a little hug?
Me and Singy Boy are going to be crushing drinks all night.
Yeah.
I would just say
hit me up. Singy hit me up with a DM.
Yeah, we'll be in Concourse 3 during the
No, we're going to be right in the middle of the mosh pit going hard.
Hit me up what your expectations are here. Come on, hit me up with the atmosphere, like where you're at, where your guts at, Pasha. I want to feel your emotion and passion right now.
One more bigger picture thing we didn't touch on last time is I just think people are completely overlooking Andre Palat. This guy's a veteran. This guy was a massive part of those Tampa Bay teams. They just did like not a retirement ceremony, but a video for him when he played his first game back in Tampa. And all these guys were talking about how massive part of the team he was. So he's a guy you can count on to, if there's some adversity, they're down a couple goals, rally the troops, score a couple big goals. And I think he's playing on the second line right now with Hughes and Bratt.
And he's a horse though too. Like he's physical. Like he's physical. He's a lot to handle too. So
he's
he
physical.
Can play.
And then third line, you got a guy like Timo Meier, who that just shows the depth of the team. He's massive, big body. So everyone's talking the Devils are inexperienced and small. I don't know. I think you're going to see Some bodies flying. Look at Merle.
Can we
He's gonna
stop this?
snap.
I'm gonna have to listen to this all day long and all night long. I gotta do this now at lunch. Like enough.
You
Enough.
mentioned Timo Meyer, and I look up to Merle's screen, and I thought his head was gonna.
His
pop
eyes
off.
are just rolling in the back of his head.
Oh my
I'm with you though, Posh. I love Jersey tonight. Like we said, haven't played a playoff game in 5 years. The atmosphere in there is going to be nuts. It probably will be 50-50 Rangers fans as well. But I am all over the Devils tonight.
If you want a prediction, I say 4-2 Devils. First goal, Dawson Mercer.
Ooh.
Holy shit! I'm on the Merles Zabinajad. I'm on the Kane. Maybe first goal. I would say I like that.
I got some news for you, Army. I got your Army puck line play of the day pumped up. I pumped up the odds.
No way.
Yep.
You guys want to hear it?
If you want to give out the teams, I'll tell you how big I got the odds up to on the ScoreBet.
I'll tell you what it was and what you got it up to. Sure. Army's puck line parlay tonight. Be responsible. Have some fun. This is just a little added boost because I like the big odds. Avs and Golden Knights -1.5. Avs and Golden Knights -1.5 at +496. Let's hear what you got it boosted to.
I talked to the people at the ScoreBet, the people in the know. You know, I used the weight I have with the Spit and Chicklets podcast, and I got it up to +550 for the people in Ontario. Wow.
Let's go, ScoreBet. Let's go.
Army, I love that. That is a great bet.
Wow.
Isn't that good? Little tickle on there for 550. Little plus 550. How do you beat that? So thank you, Merles. Thank you, ScoreBet. Everyone check that out.
I'm going to give a quick recap of my picks.
Yeah, I like that. Give us the recap for everyone on the way out.
So I'm gonna. I got my ScoreBet one already. Leafs -1.5. Matthews over 1.5 +400. That's for the good people of Ontario. I'm in the works on Barstool Boost for New Jersey because we're gonna be going over there in Boston and whatever all the other Michigan, Chicago, Kansas, Ohio. I can't name them all. Where Barstool's going everywhere. We're taking over. It's gonna be Rangers win and Mika point, Avs win and McKinnon point. So that will be pretty good odds. And my final bets, I got a lot of action, guys. First round here, I'm action. Rangers money line, Mika anytime. Leafs 3-way. Vegas Jets under 6. Avs 3-way and McKinnon anytime.
Wow, boom, there it is. And then
action.
The Army's puck line parlay right there. Avs, Golden Knights +550. We're looking good. Is that everything, G? We're good?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, someone just paid us, actually gifted us money to stop talking about the Devils.
Yes. That was me.
Someone just paid us $2.20
that was me, G.
Canadian.
Give it back to me when I see you later.
That is awesome. Enjoy the games tonight. Last night was electric. We're just getting started. Tuesday, day 2 of Game Notes Daily, brought to you by ScoreBet, Sportsbook, and Casino. Guys, enjoy tonight. Thank you. Thanks, Pasha, for coming on. Have a great time. Enjoy the atmosphere with Merles. Boys, we'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, Dave Singh.
We just got another donation, boys.
Singy. Oh, Singy, first round's on me, buddy. First round's on me.
There we go. Give Singy a hug for me. He's a great guy. So that's awesome. All right. Thanks, boys.
See you tomorrow.
We'll see you. Thanks,
See you
everyone,
guys.
for
Good
tuning
work.
in.